As I discussed earlier, there are two problems related to the graph coloring. One is M colorability decision problem, and second is M colorability optimization problem. In M colorability decision problem, as I discussed in the previous lecture, that graph G is given, graph G, and a positive integer M is given. Okay. And in M colorability decision problem, the problem is whether a graph can be colored using at most M colors or not. If there can be the possibility that a given graph cannot be colored with M colors. And the second M colorability optimization problem refers to the problem where we have to find the minimum number of colors. Minimum number of colors minimum number of colors required to color a graph such that no two adjacent vertices are of same color. Okay. Here the M colorability optimization problem is more difficult as compared to M colorability decision problem. So now today I will give the backtracking algorithm to solve M colorability decision problem, where the graph G is given. In M colorability decision problem, graph G is given and an positive integer M. Okay, suppose graph is this: A, B, C, D, E, and this is the graph, and there are say three colors. Okay, here suppose we are naming the colors like red, blue and green. Okay, so the color vertex A can be colored by any of the three colors. Suppose I have selected the red color for the vertex A, and as when we consider the B cannot be colored with R, as B is adjacent to A. So just either we can use blue color. Let's take another color, say suppose yellow. That's the B and B, yellow color. And then now the C can be colored with red, but red and green, but it cannot be colored with yellow as C is adjacent to B. So we can color C with green color. Now here D cannot be colored with red and green, but it can be colored with yellow as D is not adjacent to B. Now the next vertex is E. So here E cannot be colored with red and yellow, so it can be colored with green. So the solution for this problem is what? Red, yellow, green, yellow and green. This is the one solution. As we know that when we solve the problem with backtracking, there can be the number of solutions and it will generate all possible solutions. There can be the other possibility also. If here now suppose as because we store the graph and the color, we take the color as integers. Okay, so here m equal to 3 and we take the color as numbered 1, 2, 3 and A can be colored with 1. So B can be colored with what? 2 and 3. So 2 and 1, 3, 2 and 3. This is one possibility. So one solution vector is 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay, because there are 3 colors, so there is another possibility also. Suppose just I have colored this first vertex with color number 1. Then the second vertex, there are 2 choices. It can be colored with the color number 2 or color number 3. So just suppose I have colored the second vertex with color number 3, then the C vertex can be colored with color number 2, and here again this can be colored with 3 and E can be colored with 2. So for the same problem, the other solution, this is the first solution, the second solution is 1, 3, 2, 3, 2. This is the second solution. So in this way there can be the number of solutions. Okay. Now, as we know, when we solve any problem using backtracking, just there are 2 types of constraints. One is explicit constraints and another one is implicit constraints. Okay. So what are these? Just for this problem, what are explicit constraints and implicit constraints? So first, for the graph coloring problem, what is explicit constraints? Explicit constraints. Okay, this all you know what are the explicit constraints, but explicit constraints are rules that restricts each xi, rules that restricts each xi component or element of solution vector, to take on values from a given fixed set. Okay, so as you know that this is the explicit constraints. Now what are the explicit constraints for graph coloring problem? Here suppose this is the graph, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, this is the graph. Then and the color is what? 3 color. We are taking the 3 colors and 4 vertices and the color number 1, 2, 3. So here suppose there's 1, 2 and 1 and 3. This is the one solution, 1, 2, 1, 3. Another possible solution is 1, 3, 2 and 1, 3, 2 and 1, 2, 1, 1, 3, 2 and 1, 2, 3. So actually this graph cannot be colored using 3 colors, as the 4 is adjacent to 1, so it cannot be colored with 1. 4 is adjacent to 2, so it cannot be colored with 3, and 4 is adjacent to 3, so it cannot be colored with this. Now check it the previous one whether it is correct or not. When we color the first, the second I will use second and 3 here I will use 1 and then 3. So 1, 2, 1, 3 is one solution. Another solution can be 1, 3, 1, 2. 1, 3, 1, 2. Okay. And the other solutions, 2, 1, 2, 3. 2, 1, 2, 3. So these are the number of solutions. Now, what are the rules? Rules that restrict each xi. Here, the solution vector is expressed in the form as n tuple. Solution vector is here. The solution vector is n tuple. Okay, n tuple x1, x2, so on xn, where n is number of vertices in graph G, in G, and x1 is the color number for the first vertex, x2 is the color number for the second vertex, and xn is the color number for the nth vertex. Okay, so now see, just here, if there are m colors, m is the number of colors. Okay, and we numbered it 1, 2, so on m. So there are m number of colors and n vertices, and the solution vector is expressed. So here each xi, the explicit constraint, here the explicit constraint is each xi can take values from 1 to m, because each xi is nothing but the color of the ith vertex. Okay, so here in this case, for the graph coloring problem, the explicit constraint is xi belongs to j such that j is an integer, and j is less than or equal to 1 greater than or equal to 1, less than or equal to m. So for this problem, the explicit constraint is this, that every element of the solution vector is a color, and that is from 1 to m. Okay, now the next is implicit constraints. Okay, what are the implicit constraints for this problem? Implicit constraints, simply no two adjacent vertices are of same color. No two adjacent vertices are of same color. This is implicit constraints. Okay, clear? Again I am repeating, for graph coloring problem, the explicit constraints are the constraints where the every element, solution vector is represented as n tuple, where n is the number of vertices, and simply if the solution vector is x1, x2, so on xn, then xi gives the color number for ith vertex. So this is the explicit constraint, and here for this problem, implicit constraints are simply no two adjacent vertices are of same color. Okay. Now next is, after giving the explicit constraints and implicit constraints, we draw the state space tree. Okay. So the state space tree for this problem, we start from the root node. First we decide what are the graph. As we take the more number of vertices and more number of colors, the size of the state space tree is very large. So here I am taking n equal to 3 and m equal to 3. And just I am drawing the state space tree for a graph state space tree. I am drawing the state space tree for a graph with three number of vertices and 3 color. Okay. So first we draw what? Root node. Okay. And this is the root node. Now the root node at this point no vertex is colored. So first we color the first vertex. Because there is a n number of vertices in this graph, what I am taking is 3. So the solution vector contains how many component? This is 3 tuple. Okay, x1, x2, x3. Okay. So what are the possible values for x1? There are 3 colors naming 1, 2, 3. So for x1 there are 3 possible options. The x1 can take either value 1 or 2 or 3. Okay. So simply just here x1 equal to 1, x1 equal to 2 and x1 equal to 3. Okay. So it means the first vertex of the graph can be colored with the first color or second color or third color. Here I am just drawing this state space tree without any explicit or implicit constraints. Okay, I am not considering here the constraint like no 2 adjacent vertices are of same color. So suppose the first vertex is colored with first color. Okay, so again for the second vertex again there are 3 options. x2 equal to 1, x2 equal to 2, x2 equal to 3. Just give the numbering of the vertex according to the depth first manner 2, 3. Okay, x1, x2, and for the third vertex again there are 3 options. x3 equal to 1, x3 equal to 2, x3 equal to 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and then 7. Again there are 3 options. x1 equal to 1, x2 equal to 2, x3 equal to 3. x1 equal to 1, x3 equal to 1, x3 equal to 2, x3 equal to 3, x3 equal to 1, x3 equal to 2, x3 equal to 3, and so on. Okay. Just here again there are 3 branches: 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. See, just as we know, for this state space tree, lots of terminology. The one is what? Every node of this graph is problem state, and here for this graph coloring problem, what are the solution state? Solution states are those states for which the path from root node to that node leads to the tuple in a solution space. So here just the solution space contains how many elements? The n number of elements. So here the solution states are leaf nodes. So for this graph coloring problem, leaf nodes are solution state. Here the leaf nodes are solution state. Okay. Now what is the size of solution states? Size of the solution state means the number of leaf. See here, for every vertex there are 3 branches. So if suppose your graph contains the contains the n number of vertices. So solution vector contains what? 3 tuple, and for first node how many options? 3 options. For the second, 3 options. For the third, 3 options. So total the size of the solution space for this particular instance where n equal to 3, and m equal to 3 is 3 की power 3, that is 27. Now if suppose the number of vertices is n, if we generalize this formula, number of vertices is n and the number of colors m, then for each vertex, for each just n number of n number of vertices, what are the size of the solution state when n number of vertices and m number of colors. Okay, see this first vertex, so here just it is having how many branches or degree is m, because every vertex can be colored with m number of colors, and the solution vector is x1, x2, so on n, and for first vertex there are m possibilities, second m possibilities, third is m. So here m की power n, this is the size of the solution space. Size of solution space means m की power n number of tuples that satisfy the explicit constraints. Okay, now how to solve this problem using backtracking. After drawing the state space tree, we have to determine the bounding function so that we can kill the node. Now here suppose this is a simple graph, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and this is the graph, and here I want to write backtracking algorithm for m equal to 3, just n equal to 4 and m equal to 3, and this algorithm, what algorithm I am going to discuss, will generate all possible solutions. Okay, so here what approach I am taking, कि first we store the graph in a adjacency matrix. Whatever graph you are going to color, you store that graph G in a adjacency matrix such that here Gij equal to 1 if Ij is an age 0 otherwise. So for graph coloring problem, you can take any type of graph. There is not any compulsion that the graph is weighted or graph. This algorithm will work for every type of graph, whether the graph is directed, undirected, weighted, connected, disconnected. So here simply the graph is given and we store this graph in adjacency matrix name. The name of adjacency matrix is G. Suppose if we store this graph in the adjacency matrix, this graph, then the adjacency matrix for this graph is this one. There are 4 rows and 4 columns. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is this 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, these are the numbering. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So here this is 0, 0, 0 because this is undirected graph, and there is 1 to 2 is 1. There is no age between 1, 3, that is 0, 1, 4, and then 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3 is 1, 2, 4 is 0, so 1, 0, and 3, 4, 3, 4 is 1, and this is 1. Okay, this is the adjacency matrix for this graph. Okay, so here we store graph using adjacency matrix. Now we start coloring the with first vertex. Here the first vertex can be colored with any M colors, and here I am taking M is what? 3. Okay, so we start by coloring the first vertex. So here we take one concept that we generate the color with next possible values. Okay, like if suppose x, we use this modular formula that works in rotation way, x k plus 1 mod k plus 1. I will use this expression to generate the next highest numbered color. Like say, suppose initially we initialize all the element of the solution vector as 0 0 0. Okay, and k is 1. As we start the first vertex with the color first we color the vertex number 1. Okay, so now just xk. So here k is 1, x1. This is x1, this is x2, this is x3, and in this case this is m plus 1, k plus 1, m plus 1. So see what values will be generated by this expression, what we use in the bounding function for generating the colors. M is 3. Okay, so k is 1, m is 3. So x1 equal to x1 plus 1 mod m plus 1, m is 3, 3 plus 1 is 4. So x1, here x1 is 0, 0 plus 1 mod 4. So this will give the value 1. So the previously for the first vertex color 0. Now in the next time, because it will generate all possible coloring, it will check all possible. If 1 is not feasible, if 0 is not color, then first it will give what? 1. And next again we apply the same formula. Now here x1 is 1. If we apply the same formula, then x1 equal to x1 plus 1, that is 1 plus 1 mod 4, that is 2. So here the next value for x1 is 2. Again if we apply, for taking the x1 is 2, the 2 plus 1, x1, when the new value of x1 is 2, then x1, see the 2 plus 1 mod 4, okay, that is 3. So the next value is 3. Okay, so here see, it is not generating the color for different vertices. Actually it is generating all possible colors for a given vertex k. Here for kth vertex, how many colors are possible? 1, 2, 3. So first it will take 1. If 1 is not feasible, means suppose its adjacent vertices are already colored with 1, then the same expression will generate the next highest numbered color, that 2, and the next highest numbered color 3. And after 3, because here again, because this expression will work in a cycle. So if now x1 is 3, now at this time x1 is 3, so 3 plus 1 mod 4, that is 4 mod 4 is 0, but 0 is no color, here 0. When this expression will generate 0 for any vertex, it means no new color is possible. So we have to backtrack, or we have to select the other vertex or change the color of previous vertices what I have taken. So this is the one formula what you have to know. Here just the graph is stored in the adjacency matrix, and now I will write a bounding function that will generate the color. Next highest numbered color. Okay, this is okay or just finish? The next value, the function name, just I am taking the same function name. Next value, this is the bounding function. Next value k, where k is the vertex. Okay, first understand what this function is doing. Simply this is taking k. What is the possible value of color for the kth vertex? When the next value for k, this function is called, before that x1, x2, so on xk minus 1. Okay, the component of the solution vector x1, x2, so on xk minus 1 have already been assigned, integers in the range 1 to n. What does it mean? That now, because as we are calling the function, this function for the kth vertex, it means before that x1, x2, xk minus 1, that means 1 to k minus 1 vertices have already been colored, and these element x1 gives the color of the first vertex, x2 gives the, have already been assigned integers in the range 1 to m, such that adjacent vertex have distinct integers. What does it mean? That no two adjacent vertices have the same distinct. Okay. So x1, x2, xk minus 1 have already been assigned. Now this function will give the xk. Xk is if xk equal to 0, it means, this implies that if xk equal to 0, it means no new color is possible. No new color is possible for kth vertex. Okay. Otherwise, xk will contain next highest numbered color. Okay. Here and before calling this function, the whole solution vector, all the elements of the solution vector have been assigned to 0. Okay. So see, if the xk is 0, it means no new color is possible for the kth vertex. Otherwise, xk will contain next highest numbered color. What does it mean, highest numbered color? Means what I said earlier, that if suppose previously, because as it will try all possible colors. So if xk previously, before calling this function, xk is 1, then it will give 2, it will give 3 if it is feasible. Feasible means no two adjacent vertices are of same color. Okay. So this is the description of this algorithm, and later on, after writing the algorithm, I will explain it with one example or dry run it with proper example. Okay. See, here next value k. Okay, and you write the description. While true, xk equal to xk plus 1 mod m plus 1, as I explained earlier, to generate the next highest numbered color, and if xk equal to 0. If xk equal to 0, it means no new color is possible and the function will terminate. So it will come out from this while loop. So here break. Okay. And if xk is not equal to 0, then because before calling this function, the x1, x2, so on, xk minus 1 vertices have already been colored. So we check whether the color generated by this function is different from the adjacent vertices or not. So here I will take one loop for j equal to 1 to n. 1 to n, and check it whether the vertex j is adjacent to k or not using the adjacency matrix graph G. J is equal to 1 to n if, okay, if G kj equal to 1. If the entry kjth entry in the adjacency matrix is 1, it means jth vertex is adjacent to k. There is an edge from vertex k to j. If it is, then you have to check that the xk and xj will not be same. If xk equal to xj, if xk equal to xj, then just take one variable, say f flag, okay? Flag equal to 1, and here you take flag equal to 0, flag equal to 0 and break. Now at this time there are this break will come out from this while loop, and this break is for this inner for loop break. Here there is a begin and end. Now see, just it will check for all the vertices. Here we can use 1 to k also. Kj, if it is adjacent, then check whether the color of kth vertex and jth vertex is same or not. If it is same, it means this color is not proper color. So it will go back and it will take the, it will come out from this loop break. If suppose it is same, then it will consider the another vertex and check it whether it is adjacent or not, the color is same. When the loop will run and the value of flag is still 1, it means the xk color is different from all its adjacent vertices. So here if flag equal to 1, if flag equal to 1, then break from what? Break from the outer loop as we get the desired color for the kth vertex. Okay, this is the end of the while loop and this is the end of the function. Okay, now see what algorithm I have written. I will dry run. I am trying to dry run on the graph. Okay, see, this is the graph where the adjacency matrix is stored, and before calling this function, x solution vector is initialized with 0, like 0, 0, 0, 0. Here I am taking the same graph like this one, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So see, next value k. Here the first, it will call for the first vertex, so value of k is 1. Adjacency you check from this graph. Okay, so k is 1 while true. The loop xk equal to xk plus mod 1, x1 equal to x1 plus 1, a value of x1. Here this is x1, x2, x3, x4. Okay, so x1 is 0, 0 plus 1 mod 4. Okay, so it will give what? 1. Okay, now xk equal to 0, x at k is not equal to 0, so it will, this condition is not true. Flag is 1. Here take flag is 1. J is equal to 1 to n. The value of j is 1. G k j. K is what? 1. J is 1. Just 1 1 is 0 in the adjacency matrix. There is no self loop, so this condition is false. This condition is false, then the loop is again go back and the value of j is 2. Value of j is 2, 1 2. Here the 1 2 is adjacent. The condition is true. Xk, xk, that is x1. X1 is this time, x1 is 1 and j is 2, that is x2. X2 is 0. X1 is 1 and x2, j is what? 2. X2 is 0, so both are different, so simply flag is 0 and it will come out from the loop. Sorry, this is different, so condition is false, and again j is 3. Again the condition 3 is not adjacent, 4 is not adjacent, so just for all the values of j, this condition is false. So now the value of flag is 1, break, and it will come out from the loop. So the value of the first vertex, the color for the first vertex is 1 here. Now this, the solution vector is updated as the color number for the first vertex is 1, and the next time again this function is called, I will write the main m coloring later on. First understand this bounding function. Okay, while true. Now this is the situation, and here the first vertex is colored with the color number 1. Now again this, the value of k at this time the value of k is 2. Okay, now x2 equal to x2 plus 1. X2 is what? 0. So 0 plus 1 mod 4, that is 1. X2 equal to 0. This is false. Okay, flag is 1. Here flag is 1. J is equal to 1. J is equal to 1, and it will check J is 1. 1 and 2. 1 and 2 are adjacent, so this condition is true. Xk. Xk means xk is x2. X2 is what? 1. And xj. Xj is 1. Xj is 1. So xj is 1. X2 is 1 and xj. J is here 1. 1 equal to 1. This condition is true, so flag is 0. Flag is 0 and it will come out from this loop, and flag equal to 0. So again it will go up while true. Again this function will be executed. Now at this time x2 equal to x2. The new value of x2 is 1. 1 plus 1 mod 4, that is 2. So now again x2 is not equal to 0. Flag is 1. The next time flag is 1. J is equal to 1. J is equal to 1. GKJ. GKJ, that is K is 2. J is 1. 2, 1 is adjacent. X2, color of second vertex. Color of second vertex is, now the new vertex is, second vertex is 2. And xj, the first vertex is 1. Okay? Just here this is 2 and this is 1. Both are not same. So simply this condition is false. Now the value of j is what? 3. J is 3. So here j is 3, all are 0. So this will work, and flag, value of flag is 1 and it will come from the outer loop. So the second color is, second vertex is colored with 2, and so on. The third vertex, when it will, the same process we repeat for the third. So now the updated is 1, 2, 0, 0. Okay. First vertex is colored with 1, second vertex. Now the same function is called for the third vertex. Now in the third vertex, see, this can be colored with the 1. If you execute the dry run the same process, then it can be colored with 1 by, you can check it, say here at this time, when the third time it is called, k is 3. K is 3 and x3 equal to x3 plus 1, that is 1 mod 4. 1 mod 4 is 1. So here 1, and xk is not equal to 0, flag is 1. Flag is 1. J is equal to 1. Just 3 and 1 are not adjacent. 3 and 1 are not adjacent. So simply just this condition is what? 3, 1 is not adjacent. So this condition is this condition is false. Then j is equal to what? J is here 1. Okay. So 1 and 3 is not adjacent. Then j is equal to 2. J is equal to 2, and 1 and 3. When the value of j is 1 and k is 3, 1 and 3 is not adjacent. So this condition is not true. Again, the value of j is 2. 2 and 3. 2 and 3 is adjacent. 2 and 3 is adjacent. So here x3 is 1 and x2 is 2. Both are different. Okay. So the condition is false. Again, the value of j is what? 3. Okay. So 3 is not adjacent. Here you can take this loop as 1 to k also, and simply just it will reduce the time. J is equal to 1 to k, and then 3. So it means for the proper color for the third vertex is 1. So the next is 1 to 1, and so the same way it will generate for the fourth vertex. Okay. Now